In 2023, Joe Mazzulla revealed that he sleeps with his mouth taped shut and that he still does it to this day. When asked about whether the Boston Celtics have pressure to win this season, Mazzulla claimed that we're all gonna die soon and it really doesn't matter anymore, so there's no pressure. And when asked on why the media doesn't affect him, Mazzulla said that we're either gonna win or we're not, and 40 years from now, none of you are invited to my funeral, and that's it. Those are just 3 of the outstanding quotes that Joe Mazzulla has blessed us with through 2 fully completed seasons and change as head coach of the Boston Celtics. The same guy that uses Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to bond with his players and took advice from Manchester City's manager Pep Guardiola prior to the NBA Finals. While this New Englander has been a stoic character and one of the more brilliant minds in the NBA, his path to becoming the Celtics head coach was anything but ordinary. But before we get to his journey to the NBA, be sure to leave a like on the video as each like makes a massive difference for the channel, and also be sure to sub to the channel for even more content like this. Joe Mazzulla was born in Rhode Island on June 30th, 1988, and it's safe to say that basketball became a big part of his life at an early age. His father, Dan Mazzulla, led Johnston High School to 2 state title games, helped Bryan State University make 2 NCAA tournament appearances, and played 5 years professionally in Chile before serving as a park and recreational director for both boys and girls basketball. Dan's drive, toughness, and mentality rubbed off on Joe, as Joe made sure to maximize every opportunity to try and learn how to play basketball the right way, spending countless amounts of hours in the gym, which was a second home to him. And it's safe to say that all of this molded Joe into an outstanding player and basketball mind. He made the varsity team upon arrival to Bishop Hendrickson High School, and even his coach claimed that Mazzulla made everyone around him better, would come up to him in dead ball situations or timeouts to discuss in-game adjustments, was a great communicator on the floor even as a freshman. Mazzulla was really doing it all, winning 3 state titles, nabbing Gatorade Player of the Year, and winning 4 state titles as part of the team's track and field team. In college, Mazzulla played for the West Virginia Mountaineers, where he was the epitome of hard work and the ultimate professional, using his time in his redshirt season as a result of shoulder surgery to coach up guys that were even challenging him for his starting position. Side note, I know that John Wall and him are just 2 years apart, but photos of them playing against each other in college is just trippy to me. I feel really old. After his collegiate career, Mazzulla started his coaching career by spending 2 seasons as assistant coach at Glenville State, where he displayed his passion, attention to detail, and free time breaking down film. Matter of fact, he was practically obsessed with everything that he did, working out at 5:15 in the morning, driving the van to road games, booking motels to wash uniforms, and preparing meals. Mazzulla later became an assistant coach at Fairmont State University for 3 seasons, became an assistant coach with the NBA's G League Maine Red Claws, and then became the head coach at Fairmont State University, and leading them to a 71.6% win percentage. With this experience under his belt, Mazzulla was chosen to join Brad Stevens' coaching staff in 2019, where he would help the Celtics make the conference finals in the NBA bubble. However, the next few seasons will not only be the most eventful years in Mazzulla's coaching life, but also some of the most eventful seasons in modern Boston Celtics history. After an underwhelming 2021 season where the Celtics were a first-round out, Brad Stevens went upstairs to be president of basketball operations, and Ime Udoka was appointed head coach of the team. A former NBA veteran who was an assistant coach for Greg Popovich for the Spurs, and was also on Popovich's staff for the 2020 Olympics, where Jason Tatum and the US men's team won gold. Now, under a new head coach for the first time since 2013, there were still high expectations for a Celtics group that was not only one of the more talented teams in the East with Jaylen Brown coming back healthy, but already made 2 conference finals up to that point with their young wing duo. And with all those expectations, the Celtics fell flat on their faces. Through 50 games, one of the more talented teams in the league, sat at just 25-25, 500, and everyone started pointing fingers. People felt Ime, Mazzulla, and this coaching staff couldn't maximize what this roster had to offer, and others demanded that one of JT or JB be traded so that this team can apparently reach their ceiling. However, Jaylen Brown's infamous energy-shifting tweet seemingly fixed everything, and with Mazzulla and the coaching staff stressing the importance of winning the margins, finding quality shots, and out-hustling opponents, the Celtics went from hovering in play-in range to being the team to beat in the Eastern Conference. Objectively speaking, they were the hottest team at the back end of the NBA season, somehow getting the top 3 seed in the East, having a top 2 defense, a rising offense, and having a deep run to make their first finals appearance in 12 years. Sure, they didn't raise banner 18, but the writing was on the wall that this team and coaching staff would make a deep run in 2023. Until chaos struck again. Ime Udoka, a major factor in that Celtics turnaround, would be on his way out due to breaking code within an organization, and now, through the recommendation of Brad Stevens, Joe Mazzulla was now the head coach of the Boston Celtics. Being a New Englander and being a coach of the Boston Celtics is for sure a dream come true, but coaching a New England sports team comes with a ton of pressure. From the Red Sox, Patriots, and even the Celtics, the expectation is to win, placing an insane amount of pressure on a coach that was even younger than Al Horford. However, Mazzulla's work ethic, attention to detail, knowledge, and intensity shined through, and the Celtics players bought in. Sure, he was called obsessive and a psycho by players, but this was all in complimentary fashion as Mazzulla got the best out of his squad. By regular season's end, the Celtics finished with a regular season record of 57-25 and were destined to make the NBA Finals after beating the Sixers in 7 games in the second round, and with the number 1 seeded Bucks falling in the first round. That's what the majority of the NBA world thought, but the Celtics were down 0-3 in the conference finals to an 8th seeded Miami Heat team that shouldn't have been there to begin with. The Celtics would force a Game 7, but that was it. The Celtics fell short of expectations, and many were calling for Mazzulla's head yet again. Kendrick Perkins even went on to say that if you put Joe Mazzulla's head in a bird, the bird would fly backwards. Needless to say, the Celtics upper management stood by their guy and were consequently rewarded with their first championship in 16 years. In terms of Mazzulla's style, it's definitely leaning towards more of an analytical approach, playing to the team's strengths and encouraging his team to take a boatload of threes. This is obviously demonstrated in the ungodly amount of three-pointers that the Celtics take, but under Mazzulla, they've been elite when it comes to three-point percentage, number of open three-point looks created, and emphasizing dribble penetration and generating looks off of drive and kick opportunities. He has the personnel to execute his vision on the floor, and his process-oriented style has caused his teams to never give up, completely blow away teams, and finish the deal like Celtics teams of the past couldn't. Joe Mazzulla is obsessed with the game of basketball, but he's up there with one of my favorite coaches in the league for this exact reason. Plus, the only role of family that he addresses are Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Guys, let me know your thoughts on Joe Mazzulla's drive, his analytically driven approach to basketball, and just how well he's done in just under 3 seasons as the head coach of the team. Also, let me know your favorite quote of his. Be sure to leave a like on the video as each like makes a massive difference for the channel, and sub for more content like this. Hope to see you all in the next one, and stay tuned.